Imagine a moonlit horizon, two black, flying wing silhouettes slice across the sky, absolutely silent, absolutely unseen. Inside each B-2 Spirit bomber, crew members in green glow cockpits watch as the 30,000-pound Massive Ordnance Penetrator, nicknamed the MOP, ticks through its final arming sequence. Their target lies 300 feet under a mountain outside the holy city of Qom, Iran's Fordow uranium enrichment complex. Tonight, President Trump could give the word to unleash the ultimate bunker buster and wipe out that nuclear complex. I'm Tom Polifka, and over the next 10 minutes, I'll walk you through the mechanics of a possible B-2 bunker buster raid, the companies that are poised to cash in, and the market signals that are flashing right now. Buckle up. Axios reports that the president has been grilling his generals on one question: will the bunker buster really work? Reuters says Mr. Trump already approved attack plans but paused the final go to see if Tehran blinks. Al Jazeera reminds us Iran recently enriched uranium at Fordow to 83.7%, which is alarm bell territory. The Financial Times warns that no MOP has ever been used in combat, making it both its debut and a gamble. Developed by Boeing in a crash program, the GBU-57 packs over 5,000 pounds of explosives inside a super-dense steel dart. It is guided by a dual GPS-INS system accurate to within 5 meters, then uses the large penetrator smart fuse to choose the split-second detonation point. In tests, the weapon drilled through 60 meters of concrete. Satellites caught dust plumes that looked like volcanic eruptions. Why only use the B-2 bomber? Stealth plus payload. Each B-2 stealth hauls 2 MOPs while evading radar longer than any legacy bomber. The fleet is tiny, 20 aircraft on paper, usually fewer than 15 flight ready because those radar-absorbent skins demand constant maintenance. Northrop Grumman holds a $7 billion sustainment contract to keep them flying through 2029. Whiteman Air Force Base is the only operational home of the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. It sits in rural Johnson County, west central Missouri, about 60 miles southeast of Kansas City. A Whiteman to Fordow round trip is about 7,000 miles. Flight plans call for 4 aerial refuels with KC-46 Pegasus tankers, Boeing jets sporting L3 Harris digital cockpits. Every extra refuel logs billable hours and opens brief windows where Iranian radars might catch a glimpse. Northrop Grumman, the stealth steward. First up, the caretaker of every flying wing raid. In May of 2024, the Air Force gave Northrop an indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity sustainment contract worth up to $7 billion to keep the B-2 fleet relevant through 2029. The Aeronautics Systems Division, home of the Spirit, the new B-21, and high-altitude drones, already books roughly $6.5 billion a year in sales, so each extra depot visit shows up in the quarterly report. Think of it this way: every time a B-2 taxis down the runway, Northrop bills the government about $35 million in parts, coatings, and software rewrites before the crew ever advances the throttles. The Iran strike drama effectively pulls tomorrow's overhaul dollars into this year's revenue column. Wall Street loves that kind of timeline compression. Boeing, the bomb and the tanker. Now the company wearing 2 hats. SEC filings plus Pentagon budget tables show that the Air Force has bought 20 Massive Ordnance Penetrators so far, MOPs. At the program cost of roughly $314 million, that's about $15.7 million per round or per MOP. Fire 2 of those at Fordow and you'll erase 10% of the stockpile in one night. Historically, the Pentagon orders at least triple whatever it expends, which could hand Boeing a $400 million top-line bump with very little extra R&D. If you flip to the flight line, Boeing is also prime on the KC-46A Pegasus tanker that keeps the B-2 bomber gassed up. The Air Force just kicked off a software upgrade package to harden the jet against contested airspace, so every Iran rehearsal sortie further validates that spend. General Electric Aerospace. Quiet power, hidden costs. Every stealth mission starts with a whisper from 4 GE F-118 engines. A 2023 service life extension program doubled the official time on wing target, but GE's own brochure admits high-thrust strike profiles force early overhauls. Translation: if the White House wants more midnight knockouts, Congress has to write GE bigger checks for spare blades and overhaul labor. RTX, Raytheon, and Northrop. Smarter fuses, fatter margins. Guidance isn't glamorous, but it's gold. The large penetrator smart fuse inserts 5,000 lines of code and triple redundant accelerometers, so the weapon waits until the right cavern to blow. Lot size projections sit near 300 sets, roughly $150 million in revenue, and a combat debut erases the not yet battle proven discount analysts still tack on to RTX. L3 Harris Technologies. Talking tanks. Finally, the communications glue nobody sees. Boeing builds the tanker shell, but L3 Harris guts the 1960 era radios and installs jam-resistant Link 16 suites plus data fusion boxes. Its avionics upgrades are now flying on almost every KC-46 in the fleet. Defense One even notes an upcoming AI-assisted autopilot tweak that can reroute the Pegasus if enemy radar strikes. An Iran run would provide the operational test data that turns a prototype into a must-fund program. Materials Mafia, Hexcel and ATI. Every ounce of stealth and every ounce of steel. Hexcel began supplying carbon fiber tapes for the B-2 back in the 1980s. Company history pages brag about an Arizona plant built specifically for the Spirit program. Those fabrics line 23 radar-critical zones across the airframe, and each replacement kit ships with serialized Hexcel tags the crew chiefs have to log. On the business end of the bomb, Allegheny Tech, or ATI, and partner Elwood National Forge combine the high-density steel warhead cases. Recent awards total more than $130 million just to keep the casings in production. No TV anchor will mention either ticker symbol on strike night, yet both firms appear quietly in every replenishment contract the morning after. The MOP program started in 2004 after Intel showed adversaries burying assets beyond older bombs' reach. Boeing leveraged JDAM tailkit tech to field prototypes fast. 4 years later, test rounds slammed New Mexico soil hard enough to register on the seismographs. Space and cyber players also get a slice. Lockheed's GPS-3 satellites beam the encrypted M code the MOP needs, while Palantir stitches commercial imagery into real-time or near real-time bomb damage mosaics. Together they pad the sector's growth narrative without ever touching the bomb bay. Maybe you prefer a basket trade. ITA is cap-weighted, with Northrop Grumman almost 9%, Boeing just over 5%, while XAR gives equal weight so small suppliers move the needle faster. Both have outpaced the S&P by about 2 points since the strike rumors surfaced. Since the news broke, Northrop's up over 4%. Boeing Defense is up nearly 2%. The Spider Aerospace ETF 1.8%, while the broader S&P treads water. Options volume on NOC hit 180% of its 30-day average, classic event-driven speculation, but the FT cautions a real strike could shove Brent crude north of $100, fanning inflation even more. The draft fiscal year 2026 defense bill already directs the Pentagon to replenish any hard target munitions no later than Q1 of the fiscal year 27. A single Fordow strike could trigger an automatic buying spree, effectively a built-in call option on Boeing's bomb line. When Gulf tankers were attacked in 2019, oil leapt nearly 20% overnight. Citi's desk now models a $15 to $20 Brent premium and a $200 gold pop if the bombs start flying. History says the model might be conservative though. Until the order comes from the president, the mountain and the markets sit in limbo. Decide now whether you're hedging, hunting alpha, or parking cash. Earlier I mentioned the company Palantir. Most people don't know what they actually do. If you're curious, I'd recommend watching this video next. If you found value in this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It's literally the easiest way for you to say thank you, Tom, for creating this video. Have a great day.